Come back again to the YouTube channel and hopping straight into this video. So we just traded up to the first standard deviation. You can see right here for GDP, sorry GU, and this is an example of the not waiting. You can clearly see I put 10 pips up here, but I still entered when of this displacement here now. This trend line is Monday high. Remember, I always say we anticipate about a 5 to 10 pip move into our area interest before we engage, because we want to see something like this here and with the black candles. We want to see something like that more up about 10, 5 to 10, sometimes 15, could go as far as 20, but generally we look for 5 to 10 pips. We want to see displacement at 5 to 10 pips in, and then we would look to initiate an entry of like something like this here, like a stronger displacement down, and then when it go back up, then we look to engage. Well, I got in too early of this false breakout here on the downside, and what I did, I closed majority 1.8 lots because it was going against me for that period in time, and I didn't want to incur more risk than needed now. So what I did, I just close off some, and it's a good example so I can show you how I managed trade when it's going too much against where I would prefer to engage. So obviously I'll put back on when I see the trade idea still going in my direction, because we were already anticipating higher prices here to sell, because we bearish on foreign at the moment, and we see that it trading up. But my entry at this area of price was based off of, I saw this downside from GU here. Sorry, from EU. I saw this candle from EU, and I thought that was because I gauging also GU of the strength and weakness of EU at the moment. Even though we into the era interest on GU with the standard deviation. Um, when EU trade up more into the standard deviation and we get a rejection, because it have a fair value gap highlighted here on the 1 hour. We see the daily fair value gap being traded through. This would, on a higher time frame, this would just look like wicks that will be traded through the daily fair value gap. But on a smaller time frame, it still have area to fill. Is a fair value gap, is a CB, size and balance buy side inefficient, but it is in the form of a fair value gap. So you see we void of the green candles, the buy. We void all that on this side here, so we had to just fill in that, and that is the player looking for. So when we get up into like the second SD, sorry, the first SD in euro, and I see a rejection, then I will look to put back on my size on GU. See, big push up. This is the kill zone now open for New York at 8 o'clock. So this is an expected move up, and take a glance at GU. We have a fair value gap also above price that GU could wanna reach for at the second standard deviation and the 1 hour fair value gap. So that could also be an expected draw. And another thing I wanted to highlight also, you see like when you see price doing this here, this is a step ladder uptrend, but it leaving a lot of liquidity. So you see, it's not like a straight like dynamic expansion. Is a, you know, like a kind of like a chinny. You see, so it going like a bumpy road, up down. Yeah. So that is something to always look at and take note of. Right? That's some good stuff to take note of. So, and another thing too, you want to look for when price reach area interest, you want to see something like this here. You see when price at the meander up and down, up and down, up and down in one area here, you want to see something like this. and then obviously you want to see your real like displacement, like power, a strong move off, and then uh the subsequent move back into the area so you could get a good sell, so you could get a good fill. But there's a good sign. This is something I was forming here that I thought was the entry. But again, still working on the putting everything together with the patience and waiting so we can get the better entry now. But that's alright, you can make us power in the position and whatnot once you know how to manage the trade. But it just goes to show, you know, still developing, and a lot of people will be faced with this in the beginning. Probably are people who season who's still, you know, fighting with something like this, where they know they had to wait, but they're seeing something that not quite formulating, and they're trying to gain too early. But that's my biggest problem with trading. Just literally getting in too early and not holding for the full um take profit, you know. So I know my areas and everything. I just had a, well, I get better with holding the trade to TP and take partials properly. And so I'll say the biggest thing at the moment would just be patience, and I could feel and I see myself working on it and improving. Because before, like, I remember I remember like when I had now started playing Apex and Fortnite. And I remember when I was now getting close to my first win, Victory Royale would just win squads. And when I had a fight, maybe like my teammate down or something, and it's just up to me, my belly's tickling. It reminds me of back in the days when I was taking a penalty when I was playing football. My belly tickling. I can take that. You know, I just want to get over with. But you know, as I get better and I was in the situation more often and stuff like that, you know, it started to become easier and easier, you know. So I know as people we really want to get things done one time, but it's not like a overnight fix. It's not like a you didn't do it before, so you're not like you're going and get it right the first time. But it's very good to note it and work on it early on in your development, and you would see how fast things happen and it change. My biggest thing in life, not just trading, but in life, is being impatient. Like I can't wait. Growing up, I could never wait for things, and and impatience and that also is a sign of lack of discipline too. You know, because if it discipline, you would always be able to know that okay, you could rely on your studies, you could rely on your, you know, your previous history because you was here already, you know, and that things are working on, and your trading does really bring out and show certain things that you're lacking, and you have to work on it so you can develop and go to the next step as a trader. And more important as a human, life, because how way more to life than the charts. But I really like trading because it brings out and shows a lot of flaws that you know we had to work on. And if you really want to improve as a person on the whole, you know, you'll be aware of these things, and you'll be your own critic at the same time. While you're being critical of yourself, you also have to be able to know when to give yourself credit. You know, because if you don't give yourself credit, then you'll just be reinforcing bad experiences, and you don't want that because nobody perfect. But you definitely don't want to be reinforced. I was very hard on myself growing up, and now I could see where it's not optimal. You know, it's good to give yourself that motivation and everything, but you had to have a balance. That's basically it. You have to have a balance and being critical and rewarding yourself for when you're actually doing things that you're proud of. So, right, we see that Euro just traded into the first SD. We have a strong displacement at the kill zone, New York. We traded into the 1 hour fair value gap. So I'll take a short here as well. Um, this one is a little better with the rules because this was the well, they Monday high here, but this was the high it made at 6, and we looked for 5 to 10 pips in. We had 5. We had already 6 pips in. So that is a reasonable area to enter. And we'll just allow it to transpire from here. This trade idea is something I would look into take on more funded. Let me just get my size and thing ready to engage because I had to take smaller sizes in it anyhow. So, all right. Well, small news coming in at 8 building permits for US. And after that news driver, that'll be it for the day for today with news. So I think on the funded, I'll wait until that news driver come through, and then after that, I'll be a little bit more ready for the entry on the funded. All right. So we still seeing the daily macro still on the way. The draw looks like it's definitely the seconds and subsequently favoring up only 1 hour. So what I'll do also is see the distance that this dealing range made. It was how much pips? 18 pips. So from my entry, 18 pips. So typically when my stop loss will be 20 pips. So I put this at 10, and when I see price, if price continue trading up above this 10, above 10 pips from my stop loss, then I'll take off some of my trade. You know, because I don't want to suffer a full $400 loss, so I do want to take up the majority of it. So take up like a half of it or something. So I do suffer, so I can manage the loss that I currently in, Jordan that I currently in, and then put it on afterwards if my trade idea still going in my direction. I already had takeoff on this here, so that's why you're seeing it so small. So, and yesterday trade were entered after the time zone with the standard deviation. When I closed the trade, it went back up and then it traded off and it went down a little lower, but it still didn't give us anything close to the amount of pips that we look for. So this is an example where you wouldn't want to use the SD after the kill zones now. To me, the strength of the SD would stop up to 11 from the last leg you could get on the SD strategy is from 10 to 11. That also overlap with the silver bullet, you know. But after that, I unless you want to get like you're looking to harvest like this small range here, I think it if you had gained at the top of it here, well during the kill zone before lunch would have been this candle, yeah, this candle in here. If you had got in here, then it would have been about I believe. Let me see, you would have harvested 21. I mean, that's still good. You could definitely make a living with that. But remember, we're trying to encapsulate the weekly range, and also we want to get our 40 pips for the day and try to get a little some more just in the event that that position we have is also weekly the weekly high now, you know. So that way we look for shorts Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday when we bearish. Sometimes if we don't get those 3 days, well, we look for it Tuesday now. So we can still try to, make something while we still trying to fish for the weekly range to leave something on the trade now. Let's see what's going on with the dollar index. How bad we selling off. Dollar index trading down into a 1 hour fair value gap and also a whole imbalance, a void of sell side on a higher time frame. If you look on the daily and the 4 hour, we void the whole underneath the fair value gap. Just have one big green candle. And we have a weekly fair value gap. I didn't label it daily, I just have it as a weekly, a higher time frame fair value gap now. So that is where you see me area, obviously, price fractals when it drops to a smaller time frame, it will look like a daily fair value gap, and as you go smaller and smaller, you would see it better. So we can see the dollar index fishing to come all the way down here by the daily sell side. If that's the case, then yeah, we definitely will get stopped out. But I don't think it would change my trade idea because still bearish on foreign. You see, our displacement is like this. This is the powerful displacement we look for. So you see why it's very important to follow your rules, because this Monday high, 10 pips into Monday high, we would have been in here, and we wouldn't have been in any position to take off anything. So all now we'd not be looking for entry reason. So we'd have sell on this green candle here, and the stop would have been about 10 pips, 20 pips in. So let me just see if it's time, if I should put back on 820. Trade up to this second standard. Looking to put back on some position. Put back on. I want to see euro give a strong rejection. Then I will put back on the position on pound. And when I get a strong rejection on pound, I think I would also enter on my funded. cut the last video because I had to um do some stuff on my funded, and my password and everything would show up on the screen. So I had to hide it for a second. Um, the how about custom using MT5? It's just not the same on the laptop for some reason on Apple now. So I had to kind of figure out how to do something, and I end up entering on a very I get good positions, but the sizes of the positions for my Euro position, I literally only get to take half of a mini. Sorry, not even half a mini. I only get to take a mini, and I put out my mistake. I really wanted to take well, I draw wrong on that. So what I'll do, I'll be patient to fix it. So my original position I wanted was zero point 0.5, which would have been half of a lot. I wanted to go half of a lot on both. So I wanted to go, it would equate to one lot in trades for the day, but I wanted to go half a lot on Euro, half a lot on EU, half a lot on EU, half a lot on GU, but I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I got to go a little. I went zero point 0.8 lots on GU, which if it hit TP, I used to take zero point 0.8 lots now. If it hit TP, it would be alright. I'm not risking much, but it wasn't the position I wanted, to be honest. So actually, come and think of it, that wasn't even the size I was supposed to take. I was supposed to take zero point 0.8, and I take 0.8. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. But again, the main focus really is this here to show, illustrate. So what I did, I realized that I wanted to get back in, so I put back on the entire position. So obviously our fill will be a little lower. And we at this position here, you can see, put the position back on, and we here with GU, EU, sorry. And this is the kind of displacement we'll want, and I mean institutional sponsorship is bearish, you know, so that's why we're looking for shorts. Wait, the worst thing is when you have the right idea, but you just sell it or buy at the wrong time and it gets stopped out. That is where the psychological part of trading is coming, because it kind of come like you was right, but you're wrong. And many times there's be the many times you may be wrong with your whole analysis, but still end up profiting. That is where you just want to be on. That's the side you just want to be on. It's real unfortunate when it happened the other way where you was right but still didn't get to make anything in the trade. Yeah, that is be unfortunate. So we targeting low, high, low dynamic move up. So we targeting here. Obviously, we'll take our partial underneath these lows of today. And what I will do after I take the partial, I will move the stop loss, take profit to the original draw, because this could be the high of the week. It could not be the high of the week, but I don't want to potentially um, close the entire trade and it's the high of the week. So I want to get as close to my take profit as possible and close like zero point 0.8, which is on TradingView base shares units. So I close 180,000 units, very close to my TP. So that way we would have encapsulated the majority of the trade, and but still leave something on for the remainder of the week to see if we get down into the draw in the event that today is the high, and we'll reduce the risk. So we'll move the stop loss to the top of the fair value gap, and leave it be. And I won't lie, if I was only funded, I would have definitely closed already if I had take this two lots on the funded. But I didn't. We draw down. It really hurt me to see how only up $6, because it's not even covering commissions in the in the funded. And that's small thing. So what I will do for the sake of not having a very long video, I mean, I was thinking about to just come back when we hit TP, or when get close to where I would not take a partial or something. But um, I might miss showing you guys some stuff. So I guess only when you're documenting your trading journey, the videos will tend to be long. Can't really get around it. I try my best to find ways to shorten it, but uh, I had to learn how to edit properly so I could definitely fast forward. I'll put it a little later and fast forward. But so technically we up three something for the day, right? So again, you gotta make money. So only for the sake, remember we in two trades, right? We up four something for the day. Our target for the day is 1% of the account, you know? And we actually had some losing trades this week. We lose on 140 out at 200. So this one was the example I showed, and this one was the closing of the position just now because I entered too early. And you see, even though I entered early, which one it was? It was GU, right? Yeah. I entered too early in GU, it still didn't get close to where our stop loss was. But it's about trade management now, you know? After close, some but paid back on is about trade management. You want to protect your investment and you don't want to take a suffer full loss. But at the same time, he doesn't want to close out winning position. So you see how much psychology it have in this trading game, right? And it's all about managing your position. It's all about managing, and you had to take your money when you're getting it. That's something I had to, that's the only reason why I'm closing partials, because I have to demonstrate that. I have to demonstrate that discipline, and taking your money when you have it, reducing your risk, and allowing your equity to build. Okay, your eyes just open up big, Your eyes just open up big when you see the potential to hit TP with 800 on here and 800 down here, and you're like, wait, like $1,600, boy, woo. And then all of a sudden, but not noticing that you're up 18, you're up halfway of where you want to go. You could have been down that. So take your money, take your profits. So we locked in for the day. Well, we make back this and yesterday's loss, but for the day we locked in this right here, and we still have room to potentially get 200. Wrong it off, and yeah, so we still have a potential to make a 400. So I definitely wouldn't. What do I reduce this? Bring it to the top of the fair value gap. And bring this to the top of the fair value gap. So that's what we did. Just move the stop loss a little closer to reduce the risk. And I should have taken partial down here, which would have been half of the distance, but low hanging fruit under these lows. That wasn't a bad area to take a partial. It's never bad, it's never wrong to take profits, eh? It's just putting out there. It's your profit. It's never wrong to take profit, and it's your money. So you, I mean, it's hypothetical money, but it's still yours. Yeah, yeah. I just look at my demo as real. You know, I don't care that you can reset it. I just look at it as real, and that's the best way to look at it. To take on people who says it was reset it's not a game. Because this is you trying to practice something. And you have to keep that in mind. And you have to be disciplined with that. It is serious thing you're doing, and you definitely don't want to you definitely don't wanna just look at it as I could reset it. Because that, trust me, that will roll over into your performances. Like when you're in training and coach say you need to train as though it's a final. Because trust me, when you skip and you skylark, it does come back at you. And you don't want to deal with that when it come back at you. Because to get out of that, it will be hell. It's be hell to get out of them kind of mindset and poor discipline. So do not practice that. See it as a real account, take your notes and and keep on viewing it as such. Let other people laugh and let other people think it's a game and they could always reset. Let them do that. Let them do that. Let them enjoy that. You don't fall for that. That's my biggest piece of advice. So I already locked in one. Need to locked in on the demo. Just illustrate this trying to the SDs. And for the funding, I would definitely do other entry models. Sorry, not definitely do my other entry models. Because one of my rules was also to only enter this strategy and fund it for this account that I have. So I'd be disciplined. I saw a lot of entry I could have take, and more. I telling you, I'd be back to. I would have be definitely I'd be back to break even, and I probably would have been in profits by now. But again, it's not about hindsight. you know, yeah, you had to be realistic with it, and you had to be disciplined with it. So definitely, and want to keep that in you in play for you all. And I know I will get funded, so it's not a rush. You know, I I rush in it, as I say, in discipline. I like to rush. Now I like to rush. 'Cause I don't like it anymore. But generally, I rush things now, and as when you rush, trust me, you think you take your shortcut in it, you think you will reach faster. You actually go to about three steps back when you rush things. No motion, slow motion is way better than no motion. So always keep that in mind. Don't be like me. Don't rush things. I don't need to rush. We here for we here for a good while. The Lord giving us life for a good while. So the goals and deadlines that we set for ourselves, unless you're planning on exiting existence around that time, don't rush it. Just enjoy the journey. Enjoy the ups and downs because nothing is permanent. As long as you do things in a proper way, certain things wouldn't be permanent. If you invest properly, if you're having financial problems, that would soon go. If you have money and you don't do it properly, that will soon go too. You know, if you have money and don't invest it properly, that would definitely will soon go too. So don't be that guy. Definitely don't be that guy. All right, so Tuesday trade over Monday, so I can remove this. This draw is out of play. One has to get traded through, so I can move that. trade up to second standard deviation during the New York kill zone. I mean, there's no real indicator that says that this is the higher the day and weaker, but again, we break out of our range we were looking at, we were in from this high, this GU. We break out the range from this high to this low on the upside when we're expecting lower prices. So that's why this short was a high probability. Um, this draw was the original draw we did our analysis on, expecting. I changed it back to black because I really thought Sunday would have opened up more aggressive, and I thought Monday would have give us the high, or yeah, I thought Monday would have probably give us the high up here. That's why I had it in the yellow. But put it back to black, seeing that's how we started to trade down here, and this end if today's not the high of the week, we have some new drivers coming in, and I can expect probably because we still bullish on dollar for the moment because the dollar index seeking higher prices still. So the next big news driver we have is tomorrow, FOMC. For yeah, tomorrow FOMC news, and what we could anticipate is that Senator will be bullish on dollar for the time being because it's showing us strength. We can safely anticipate, we could almost predict, sorry, that the lower the week could definitely be Wednesday. So that we never really know where FOMC will carry price, but let me just be devil's advocate for the moment and FOMC just carry price lower for the dollar index. When you're bullish, the dollar index, that Wednesday FOMC news driver could be the lower of the week because after FOMC for US, we only have the next red folder we have for the week will be Friday at 9:45, and that is flash service PMI. And I mean, it's a red folder, so it's an important news driver, but it's not a news driver. It's not the three main news drivers we just really look for me. So um I would me personally, I would just go out and say that FOMC could give us a low and for a dollar, and then make people think to buy on breakouts and stuff for foreign, and that could be the low for the week. So that means Wednesday will be the high for the week. So, but again, that is in the evening session. So Tuesday we probably look for a fake out on the upside and look for a short. That is if the news driver move price by the FOMC, so that it would do something in the market. So that is, oh, I see we have unemployment claims. I didn't see this one. We have unemployment claims Thursday for 8:30. So Wednesday or Thursday could give us the real high for the week if we don't get if the high is not today. Wednesday or Tuesday could give us it. More likely might be Tuesday. I was seeing the unemployment claims. So Wednesday could give us like a fake out with FOMC, and unemployment claims could really be the original draw. But effectively, if anybody in a funded challenge like myself, but like they now start, so they don't have to go through any drawdown, fix any drawdown or anything. If you be patient with the deviation, you could pass your funded challenge within a week. Just wait for the higher time frame draw, enter, and allow it to just hit your take profits. If you're entering on two currencies at the same time, allow it to hit your take profit twice on both of them for 2 days, and you will pass. Because yesterday sorry, not yesterday, last week, I I took partials along the way and was still able to make 5% because I checked it over and the video I said little over 4%, where it was a little over 5%. I think it was like 5.3%. That is phase one. And I took partials in between getting to my TP. I didn't allow it to hit full TP. Right? I with two lots. So if they both had hit TP, that would be 1600. And then I waited this week here and in this street here, if I didn't take off anything and I allowed them to hit TP, that would be our next 1600. And that would be to pass the funded. Because I think it's 13% in total to pass a funded challenge. And if you have a 25k account, you would, I think it's 3200 or 3250. And those two trades, I think you would have just had to make a $50 again. And you could just take out one lot and you would have make that, just get 5 pips. And you would get your, you would get your move. And you would pass. So, yeah. I mean, I tempted to just buy back an expanded account and do that, but that is not. No, no, I'm not tempted. I mean, I would have been tempted to do it, but that doesn't really. That no different from just resetting. You had to learn to work out a drawdown. That is something I definitely learn. So, get more back into price. So you see when price do. Oh wait, this is Monday. I'm gonna remove this so I can make the chart look a little less busy. So that's Monday high. One standard deviation for euro sell off. So more likely silver bullet would trade up into here if this price do trade up into here, but that's not what I want to get into. You see when you see price doing things like this here, right inside here, I'm gonna drop to a smaller time frame. This is how it entices buyers. So it would trade on and form like a support here, right? And then price would trade back up to try to contest these highs. I mean, I see it happen a lot. It might reach all the way back up to here, but it would go up. Price would I'm gonna get the brush. Brush was here, so it will come down. Uh, bigger, right? So what I've seen a lot happen, price would make the move come down, start a gather here, then come up, right? So here would look as a support, and then it may make a small pull back here, come back up here, go a little higher, and try to contest these highs here, right? So here would look like a real strong support area. So even if it doesn't give us this move here, and I can't remember where to find the things easy here. I don't know what he says. But anyways, if it just delete that one. Right. So let's say it doesn't give us the short-term low here and it go back here. It will look like support and resistance now. So you have a lot of people here looking to buy here again. So the candles will start to paint and start to give us some action, like you want to go back up, like bounce here. But what tends to happen after this high form, it might either just break through one time here and go down to the original destination. Come on, but in premium, it want to it the algorithm seen it as okay. I need to offer price lower, so when it come back up if it bounce here and go up here, it most times what I see happen, it may fail to reach this high here, or it might just go through to it because it would take the people who trying to sell on weakness fast now, go up a little bit, and then come down and eventually continue the move. But that's later on in the day, you know. But I don't like to obviously predict. I'm not predicting, but well, I'm not predicting like that. You start to predict to get in, but I just going off of what I see a lot because again I take note of these things all the time because after a while when I start to realize what working for me in terms of strategy and whatnot, I started to just pay way more attention to what the candlestick doing. You know, I stop watch everything else and be like, okay, I already know the draw. I know the days to buy and sell. I know how to gauge. I know how to look at the currencies that work together. Those sort of things, right? I just started to just only really focus on how the candlesticks forming. So when I get familiar, again, I have a photographic memory because of the sports background that I have, right? I started to look at how the candlesticks paint, and then when I started to focus on that, because it is repeat, these things repeat, and because it's shooting to a fair value gap here, but what we want to see is this feel, right? Because that would show us that it don't matter anything what would have previously been bullish, it feel. You want to see those things feel, and when it feel, it given more it given more life to your trade idea now, you know. So I that's what I started to pay most of my attention to, and then I was able to understand how I could hold trades better and be more confident in a trade. Because plenty times when you're in a trade, so much at different things be going through your head. You just be saying, I should take a pass here or let hit TP, and then when you start to see price coming back up, you might get scared and you might be like, oh god, I should close some, and then when you close it, you only fade to end up going where you wanted to go, and you vex this, and it's a rare thing that be going through your head, you know, and me personally, I started to just pay real attention to after I figure out what I going and do and how I enter in trades. I just had to pay attention to the candlesticks. For example, remember earlier in the video I told you all to pay attention. Was it GU or EU? It don't matter. But remember I was telling you all to pay attention to. Yeah, it was GU. Pay attention to how this giving you a step ladder formation. You don't really want on a smaller time frame like on 1 minute. You don't want to see this. Now, if it's a daily chart or something, you see something like that. I mean, you still want to see too closer because that is be loading up liquidity. But you want. Remember yesterday I was talking about why you wouldn't want to be in a trade. I don't know if I hear my belly, but boy oh boy, you don't want to be in a trade where you're seeing a lot of. I think it was only 5 minute charts. I was illustrating a point in here, and you're seeing plenty like this here. You want more dynamic movement where see like a candlestick like this one here at 5 o'clock in the morning where it's one straight full candlestick up. You want more candlesticks like that because that's showing real power and strength. You see like when it like this here and it going up like a chinny, like a caterpillar. That to me that's showing like yeah it going up but it getting exhausted. You know, like they offering prices higher and then they offering it lower, and then offering it higher and then offering it lower, then offering it higher and offering it lower, and it just loading up a set of liquidity. I mean, the buy side getting take right through, boop, boop, boop. But the real area of liquidity that being attacked is the higher time frame buy side liquidity pool. Think about it like this: everybody who's selling in here, right? Who in these black candles? We look at it from this high here and low. After that high break, everybody who's selling in here, where does stop going? Right? Where would they put his stop? So if they were selling in here, this stop would have been over Monday high. And all who was already in a sell from since last week, stop would have been over Monday high. Because Monday high is a swing high, and this is a swing high. Yeah, this was a draw. Right? So some would have be here, but most people's stops would have be over here. because everybody who was in shorts here would have trail list up to here and thing, right? So everybody who was selling inside of those small price actions in here, their stops would have no choice to be where the trail stops would have been because you don't want a big stop loss. And think about it. Also, the people who, if your candlestick could paint on TradingView or any platform, is real money in any market. Because it's only people who haven't thus money being painted here. This is hundreds of millions of dollars inside of these candlesticks inside of here. I'm gonna wanna risk all that money. So when price trading up and doing something like this, you just know that the higher time frame draw that you're supposed to already been anticipating is in play. And unless you're buying on the opening price, today's Tuesday, unless you're buying underneath the opening price or at the opening price, which is something that is not my strategy, I wouldn't do. I didn't study backtest, but I have a next video I would make where I have to highlight a next important reason why we highlight these opening prices. I would definitely touch on that. Unless you're buying underneath the opening price, you don't want to be buying inside of here like this because the higher time frame draw in play, unless you're scalping. I know this was coming back down into here, because of our higher time frame, everything that we already know, if we expected lower prices and any breakouts would be suspect. I know that, right? And well, I'm confident in that analysis. I'm gonna rephrase it like that, right? And unless you're buying on the opening price, yeah. But you just have to wait and just wait for the draw and then enter after that. That is the more higher probability entry because if we go to a higher time frame, why is it when we coming down, look on the 3 minute chart, right? Look at the dynamic move down on the 5 also. Look at the candlesticks for the paint coming down. This is more energy. You're not giving it so much of the wicks. It's bigger bodies coming down. Bigger bodies coming down now. And that is something I definitely want to illustrate. That is something you had to be aware. So after you figure out your strategy and you figure out all other things that you need in terms of your technique and everything, play very, very close attention to that. Right? Take my advice, pay very, 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 very close attention to the characteristics of the candles, characteristics of price. It's very important. Right. So obviously, our initial partial that I said was underneath here, but again, I had to have a rule that I stick by. 1% a day is the rule, right? And that's what we stick with. 1% a day. We locked in, so we were able to fix the drawdown that we were in. Let me just do the math real quick. Oh yeah, and another thing, when you're in drawdown or when you lose money, your first, at least for me, my first instinct is to recoup that. It don't mean revenge trade on the same day or whatever. It just means the next trade idea that I have, my main focus is to recoup the equity that was just taken out of my account. And if we so happen to be in a trade where we end up having to recoup that, I recoup on it. I have been in it so many times where even in demo unfunded where I was in drawdown and I needed to, and if I had closed my positions, I would have still have my first account. But I was trying to go to TP and the trade come back on me. And then not only that I lose that money for the day, I compound the drawdown I was in. So we lost today and yesterday the 140 plus the how much is that 73.92. So we lost $214, right? And we were able to make back the entire amount when we close our position at with the 250, right? Well, we get it wrong, it up and say 260. Right? So we made 260. We locked in. Sorry, 259 and 50 cents plus 159 flat, right? So we made $481. So we up 200 and some change, But we still in our we still up for the quota for the day, you know. So compound interest, compound interest is key, paramount, right? Paramount. So as real talk, as real talk. But it needed, and because it's experience of doing it for, yes, I'm only in here in the market for from Feb, but I've been on this every day, like if I play in game, and I'm also a gamer, so look out for content with that. It wouldn't be much because this channel is about not investing but documenting my journey in life, and that is part of my journey because I like video games and I like to do, like, hang out with my friends and whatnot. But in the early stages, I want to bring value to people who would be coming to my channel initially, and this is my best way for me to bring value to you all. I'm also into fitness. I'm actually a professional fitness instructor. That's actually the business I had before I put everything on the back burner to learn this. So I definitely will have content with, personal health and that also. But personal development on the whole is taking care of your body, your mind, your pockets, everything. Right? So remember I was saying that when you see this happening here, it tends to fail. So something similar here happening here. And this, we can anticipate price at the 10 o'clock hour when we go a little lower to trade into this gap in price. Let me see if I get a better gap. So we have a 50-minute fair value gap here. I have a breakaway gap here. Well, this entire thing is a fair value gap, don't get me wrong. But this is the first draw here. Right? This high to low here. We can anticipate that the 10 o'clock hour price will trade back up in to here. And sell off. Right? Because this could definitely be the high so far. Not the week, but for the high for the day. Right? Because ton of more news ever coming in, and I really think that will be the high for the day. See dollar index showing some strength. It trade down into last week's. That's why I like to keep the opening price. Well, I didn't do it. I never used to do it before, but I'm definitely going to do it now because it gives me a better insight. Because this was last week opening, so that means all I hear, all the days of last week get traded through. So we went all the way back to the opener last week. There's an extreme discount. So we have a draw up here to the high. We have a draw up here that the dollar index could be looking to trade to before any sell off, and we will be out. I actually don't want to close the entire trade, so when we get down to here, I will take our next partial on both, and I will move the I will move my take profit to in here, and then I will just bring my stop loss to break even at that point, because I want to encapsulate as much move as I could and step to the sidelines for the day, and then after FOMC, then we will get back on. So, and another one more thing. I don't know if anybody may be wondering why, if he anticipated draw to be up here, why he don't buy, at somewhere underneath here. And well, one is not part of the strategy that I want to display about the standard deviation. And I also I could do that, I could do that, and I've been thinking about doing that, but it is not part of my it is not part of my. As a matter of fact, I will leave that for the next video. I will make where I explain more of why we label the opening price for the day and everything. You see this here? There's actually why when price came down right here. this is exactly what remind me to say that. When I'm making the video explaining why we label up the opening price and the new week opening and whatnot, I would explain those things. But again, this channel is about just showing these deviation, and it's kind of like me sharing with you guys and developers and new traders my open journal, if that makes sense. Because I'm talking like if I could put my head on a block, and the only reason why is because I've been studying at this. I say no watching this thing, taking notes, and I was watching it. I tell you, I stopped doing everything. I stopped playing game. I stopped sweating. I stopped exercising. I started putting on a weight kind of thing. And I was just in front of these charts, drilling my head. And I remember when I was learning, I don't know if I touched this in any video, but I remember when I was learning how to play Fortnite. When it now came out, anybody here who from 2017, you know, big up all here. When that game had now come out, and I started playing, I was so much trash in that game. And I don't like to lose, and I don't like to not be the guy. I don't like to not be him, and I was not him. You are not him. I was not him, and I was determined to learn how to build and edit and get and fix my nerves and everything. I used to be playing that game when my hands shaking when I have build fight and when I fighting people, you know. And I knew I didn't know what to do, and everybody playing it, and I wanna fit in. Not just fit in, obviously. I was a gamer, and that game was a very good game at the point in time. And I used to go in Wailing Woods. And if you all remember Wailing Woods, you know what to do. Hit a like, drop a comment, talk about your Wailing Woods. I know it happened in here we trading and used to play a little Fortnite and I know about that. I used to be in Wailing Woods in the storm practicing how to build. And a little while after they bring out Playground and then Creative. But I learned to build during the era, during I think that was the second season of Fortnite with Wailing Woods. And I get so good in that game. My friends and I, we tried to enter the World Cup, the Fortnite World Cup. I think that was back in 2018 or 2019. I can't remember. And I was playing that game religiously. And I used to sit down in the chair. I sit down in that chair from when I wake up in the morning to about, like we say I wake up 8 in the morning, 8 in the morning, 8 in the night. I in that chair, my sweat print out on the chair. And I practicing. And I get so good in that game. I get so good in that game, I get better in other games. My aim in Fortnite was so good that it helped my aim in Apex. And I realized that, and I like, boy, I know when I put my mind to something, it had no stopping. No. I would I would stay and learn. So I knew, but I, what's interesting? It's interesting, eh? I'm not I'm not really a newcomer though, but I'll take it. I would sit down and I would learn and I would grind something. To that kingdom coming. And I real wanna help my family. I think every man, young man, everybody in the whole, male or female, but as a man, as men, we have that chip on our shoulders. Now. I want to help my family. I want to do things in the community. I want to help people around the world. Well, not around the world, but as much as I could, you know. And to do that, you had to have your finances in a gear. Even if I can help people with money, I could definitely be able to show them a way of fixing the mental health in a sense of if I'm a guy, I'm a person who I don't know if the path I on is the path I'm supposed to be on. Right? And I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but you never really know if what you're doing is actually where you're supposed to spend your time in to get you from point A to point B. I could be on this chassis trying to learn this and my calling is something completely different. But we don't know. And life's so fleeting, and when you're thinking about things and how things going, you be like, am I wasting my time or am I on the path? And I just think deep every day, all the time. And my friends can tell you, like, I used to be real. It's kind of emotional, but I used to be real. If I like a better term, outside. Anybody from Trinidad and the Caribbean, I know what I mean. I mean, them always saying people in New York and in America be saying that too. So they'll be outside. You say they'll do things social, and I don't know. As soon as my birthday, when on my birthday, hey Siri, I never asked for you. As soon as my birthday came around, I just change. You know, my birthday up to 2023, by the way. Actually, no, it wasn't even this year. It was last year. It was last year, or it could go as far as 2021 or no. But when my birthday came around, I started to see things differently. You know, and I mean that was a driving motivational factor of why I start my own business and whatnot. But I just wanted independence and I wanted a lifestyle for myself and for my parents. You know, and by extension, I'm gonna say family because my friends know that they're my family too. And I say just like when I used to play football, I was just say, you know, I trust my teammates, but let me just still go back and help in the defense. Because for some reason, when I there, I know for sure we holding it down. And I tell myself, that same mindset transited with my family and thing. I was like, whatever we do, know what I had to do, but let me do what I had to do, because I just feel uh, when I there, I go hold it on better. And ever since that, I was determined, you know. And I had no idea that I would be on the charts. I'm telling you, I didn't have any idea about anything like this, but I was always asking God, the universe. I believe in universe and those things, and I always just ask the universe, guide me, show me something. I don't care what it is. I don't care how long it takes. I would sit down and I would learn it. Show me what I could do to help me. That would propel. Once I learn it and understand it, it will take me 6 months, a year. But that same time it take me to learn it, it will propel me that amount of time in the future after I learn it. And I was prepared. And then this just dropped on my lap. Cause I always wanted a mentor. I always say, you know, I want a mentor, I want a mentor, I want a mentor. I was telling my mom's, hey, let me know some of your friends now. I want them to be my mentor. I want to be a mentee to them. I'm for them and learn some stuff, some skills, some proper skills. And it was never happening. And then lo and behold, I end up bouncing up ICT, and the rest was history. Because not only that, he does help you with the charts. His perspective on things outside the chart very similar to me. Do you think different is his religion? His religion, you know, what he believe in religiously. Um, that's his business, and he has the right for that. But outside of that, I a lot of things that he stands for and he speak about, you know, I low key believe in it as well, and I could at least. Let me not say believe because I don't know everything that he speak about. He dropped a last video. He dropped a Twitter space. I think it was Monday. Wait, today's Tuesday. That was yesterday. Either Sunday or yesterday or Sunday. He dropped a Twitter space, and I didn't listen because I was exercising. But that video, he opened up more about his personal life and whatnot. So things that I heard so far, I share the same sentiment. I'm gonna put it like that. And so far, and it really and truly helped with a lot of things that I on and off the charts. I'm gonna just pay it like that, you know. So I mean, I will ramble, but it don't have much things to do other than allow price to trade, or I could just close the video here and come back later on. I think I might do that because price would tend to just whips up and down, and I don't want a very long video. So if anything significant happen, I would come back. And I don't know if you guys, whenever you do see this video, and feel free to comment if you would like them talk in between, and you don't mind hearing it throughout the wild price going on after we establish our position and whatnot. Drop a comment and let me know. And I don't mind opening up, talking more stuff, and direction the channel will be going in and what I want to put on the channel. Because I don't want to give up the impression that it's just trading alone. If you go to the channel about, you would see a said lifestyle and documentary. It's just, again, this is the main thing I wanted to start off the channel with, because I want to bring value while people now comment. You know, while we small, we definitely are small, definitely a tiny channel, but I want to bring value as you come, you get value. You know, I want to get straight to the point, but at the same time, still give more personality and let people know, what going on, how things are, what led me to the chats. Because a lot of people think people just come to the chat because they just want real money. I mean, yeah, we want to get paid, but it have way more to it than that now, you know. Um, a lot of people want to be in control of their own financial journey and whatnot. And before I get into the chat, you just hear a lot of people talk about do get a 9 to 5 and do kind of thing and kind of talking down to people who have that. And I'm not a believer in that. And I know I didn't want to do the whole 9 to 5 thing personally because I don't know if anybody else was like this, but whenever I was working in a business for somebody, I just find their way of doing things was real lackluster and slow. And I just find like it could have been way better, but they're not even trying to make it better. And I in an environment like that, and then when you hear people there, you coworker, they working there for 7 years, 10 years, 13 years, and it's like they're doing the same thing. I just didn't want to subscribe to that. That's just me personally, because I didn't see any real growth. I would definitely work in a business or a company if it have room for growth because you could learn a lot when you move up in your ranks. Always get a job where you can move up. It had this post I saw on Facebook yesterday, and they say, "Oh, $100,000 a month, and you had to work 14 hours, or $10,000 a month, and you do nothing." And everybody's saying they want the 10,000 a month to do nothing. And trust me, that's the worst thing you can do. Why would you just want to waste your time doing nothing? You know, I mean, the post didn't say, um, like you just sitting down home doing absolutely nothing. I don't know if they meant by, you just have a check keep coming in a month and you just getting free money. I don't know if that's what they mean, but I didn't really elaborate on that. So I just going off of if the second option was considered, you had to do something. I just assume any 10,000 a month would be a real lackluster job where you don't really have much to do, but you're getting paid plenty. And you don't want a job like that, trust me. Because to me, like wasting life. Even if you had to work somewhere, it's better to work somewhere and you're learning something. Whether it be if you have a person in, like a creative director in some company, at least you're learning something, you're putting to practice something, and you could probably use that in your own company, you know? So that is definitely something you need to keep in mind. Yes, we want cash, we want money, we want independence, but also keep in mind how are you going to spend it. You're going to just buy cars and house and them kind of thing because if that's the case, better you don't have it. If you're not going to use your blessings and your resources, you know, smart and properly, probably have a reason why, you're in the situation you're in. I just tell myself that same thing, you know. You don't just end up in situations like this now. You don't end up just, and I'm not trying to sound, disrespectful to anybody who actually end up in a situation where it was out of their control. But as long as you have life, you could find a way to get things done. And I firmly believe on that part because nobody never tell me about this. I was introduced to ICT by a good friend of mine. But in terms of searching for something to help me learn a skill to get out of my situation, nobody didn't tell me about it. I had to find it for myself now. And I I was like, okay, if I could stumble upon something, other people could do the same thing. You know? Other people could definitely do that as well. You could stumble upon something and you could definitely do that. And I am an advocate for like you could definitely change your situation as long as you're really trying to. You would find something. I believe in that. You would find something. You would find something that would definitely, change your fortunes as long as you're looking for it. If you're a seeker, you would find things. And always keep that in mind. Always keep that in mind, and opportunities would find you. And reach a stage where opportunities would find you, and it would be all about how you deal and what you do and how you deal with it at that point now. You know? But yeah, that is really much about it. We've seen some strength coming back in. When you're seeing, I like to see this as like orders filling the offering of price lower. It getting real orders, a lot of orders being filled from that, because we trade back down into Monday open for GU. Unless we're gonna EU. Alright, GU giving us some strength on the upside here. And the liquidity pool that was forming by this price action here, it get traded through, because anybody who was in this, who was buying here, more than likely this stop would have been here and here. And who bought in this whole price leg up, stop would have been trail underneath here and here. This is actually like a propulsion block down. So what we could see is this price here would trade back up and fill the imbalance. And this is actually how the silver bullet does start, because ICT, this how the there's a next strategy overlapping with this, right? So silver bullet is a move that has happened between 10 to 11, and it has started at 9:40. So you see how we trading back up into the buy side here. When it trade back up into the buy side liquidity pool and fill imbalance, or buy side liquidity pool or imbalance, what will happen is we end up sell program and we seeing strength coming back in. So when price trade back up into the imbalance or the buy side liquidity pool, that will also reinforce that, okay, this is the second run up where price would kind of like make it look like it wanna entice. Well, basically, price will be enticing buyers, because we're in a premium market right now. You don't want to be buying really and truly up here, because remember what it is, Tuesday. Price open down here, went down and trade up. So if there's a tool here that I like to use, it highlights oh shucks, I have it upside down. Oh no, it actually was correct. It highlights. I like to split my screen like this. So Tuesday open, Tuesday at 2, right? This is London. So this is the entire leg so far for Tuesday. Anything above here will be premium, right? And anything underneath here would be discount. So buying underneath here is not a bad buy, and it also buying. Anyways, that's what I'm saying. Buying underneath here wouldn't be bad, right? Because it would be in a discounted market, right? But we know that the higher time frame narrative is to sell, and we know that we don't want to be a buy at all. But for people who buying, who was enticed to buy, they seen it as buying it at a premium, right? Because they would be buying underneath the equilibrium now, which is not bad. Again, it's at a cheap price. I like to separate it. I like to label the chart. Okay, after you find your 50%, up here is premium, and underneath is discount. And then in Trinidad we have, again, it's at this half price here. Again, a cheap, discount, and then our best price now. Best price. Best price will be back here at the opening price. You know, there's the best price. Are your best price, way? Can't get out cheaper. So down here, if I had to buy, it had to be a buyer back down here. You know, but I'm not buying on the whole. But if I had to buy at any price, like it would have been a price trade down here. You know, that's also if you had a fib. And this is basically me using a fib without using a fib. That's just the long and short. I just find the fib had too much lines on it now. See all that line? That's too much. Okay, if I do the same thing with the fib, you would see that the Golan zone is the best price. Oh shucks. Yeah. So you see half price here, equilibrium. So you get cheap, discount, best price. Alright? Best price will be here. right on the goal line. So anything on that, is robbery now, them robbing themselves. But underneath here is the best price. And again, I don't like to use the film for that because it's too much lines on the screen. So yeah, that's it really. You know. So we just hold this position, and when I get a little closer, I'm a big. I was Loki was watching this here for the longest while. This fair value gap right here. I was watching this fair value gap, and I was like, you see here, I can already see price coming back into here and fill. So that's why I was looking at here to be a partial, but that's where my TP is. So I'll take an next partial when we get onto here. I was looking at this to be as a area where price would have when we find the high of the week. So let me say if there's not the high for the week and we get the high for the week, like say Wednesday or something, Wednesday or Tuesday, I go in and hold that position and I go and try to take a partial quite underneath here. I mean that would definitely be more than 40 pips, but I go in and that's my goal. I would I would allow the trade to go as close to my TP as possible with the whole position. And I'll take a partial close to the TP, wherever my TP will be, maybe a little bit more up here or something. And I want to hold and get here. This right inside of there. But I mean, I would definitely end the video here. And if anything significant has happened, I would just come back and just touch on it real quick. So again, thanks for being here. Thanks for seeing how we manage our trade, make back the money that we lost. Because after we were down 590, well, we had our full position here, and after the two losses, we was at 592 1 and 58 cents, and then we back up at, I mean, obviously we have more money now than we had yesterday. We up 200, which is our 1% for the day, and we still have some more price to we have more trading to do for the week after FOMC and whatnot. So catch you guys back again later today. If we hit CP, I'll definitely show small video showing it, and we'll be back again tomorrow after FOMC. Wait, FOMC is 2. So we more than likely, if we trade in tomorrow before FOMC in the morning session, be a small position, and but really and truly, for Thursday is where we really would look to encapsulate more of the week. So enjoy your day, enjoy your trading, and make sure and document everything. Alright, see you guys later.